Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered. Three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, GregUnchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
number four, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, fellow B Plus players, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Monday. You know what that means. It's time for the Impact Zone. Joining us, of course, the regular Jay. How are you, Jay?
I'm good, thanks, Greg. How are you?
I am very good. It's good to be back talking Impact. I've missed talking Impact, so I made sure, despite all the crazy things going on, I managed to get in for the Impact Zone today, along with our new Impact Zone member who has insisted on sticking around, BigBoy Mikey. How are you, Big Boy?
Good, buddy. Good. Yeah, welcome back, buddy.
Just wanders into the chat. No one invited you, all right?
You did when you had 2 weeks off. You invited me. And now I'm staying around like a bloody bad smell, so...
Yeah.
We'll take it as a plus. At least we've talked a member into watching Impact.
This is true, because he wasn't watching Impact before, and now he is, which is good. That's a positive on there. That's a positive.
It is.
The negative is I have to talk to him for another half hour each week.
Yeah. Well, the positive for me is that I get to stick up for my boy while you're on podcast.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get into this already. Fala Bar is a cancer on professional wrestling. You can't change my mind. Fuck Fala Bar. No, we'll get to Fala Bar, I suppose. Let's jump straight in. There's not a huge amount to talk about with Impact this week. It's just the TV show. Tessa Blanchard starts things off with a match against Raylyn. Raylyn, of course, from Rise. She's quite good. I'm really happy to see more Rise women making their way into the Knockouts division, even if it is only in this sort of enhancement role. It's fun for me. But yeah, Tessa wins and then cuts a promo against Taya saying she'll never be more than Johnny Impact's wife.
Yeah, Tessa's amazing, as always.
Yeah.
One thing I'm not liking, but is they obviously announced that the women's title will be defended in January.
Yes. Why are you not liking that?
Because it's so far away.
It's not that far away when you think about it. I like championship matches being... we'll get into it when we talk about Johnny. I don't like face champions. Because, a match every week for the title? Come on.
Yeah, but
it's ridiculous.
It just feels like it's so far away still. Like, I mean...
Yeah, I guess it's time to get hyped.
Yeah, I guess it's better than having one pay-per-view every 2 weeks, but...
Yeah.
I think that's just what I'm used to now, so...
Yeah, the WWE have poisoned your brain. They've conditioned you to expect a match every 2 weeks, a big show every 3 weeks. It's one of those things you do have to sort of pull back from that.
Yeah. So obviously WWE being so much more mainstream, it has poisoned me.
Best part about this though, Taya comes out and says she spoke to management and announced that title match, right, for Homecoming, January 6th, is it?
Yeah, January 6th.
So it's the beginning of January. It's like only a month and a half away. But there's one fan in the crowd, I don't know if you guys heard it, just one fan in the crowd, really loud, came very clearly through my TV. Shit just got real!
Oh, that's what I love about the small time arenas. You can
Yeah.
see everything the crowd says, which is brilliant.
And then we get to KM and Fala Bar. Go for it. Go on. Tell me how Fala Bar is the greatest thing in the world. Go on.
As if Falaba just doesn't give you joy every week. Like, I'm not saying he's the greatest wrestler, but as if just seeing that beautiful Falaba man on screen doesn't make you happy every week. Like, I literally watch him and I'm like, I like that guy. Like, he just makes me happy. Like, he is such a good dude, and I just love his character. I'm not a big fan of KM, but he looks good with Falaba. But yeah, nah, I'm not gonna take shit from my Falaba. But just before that match, we had the little Rascal segment. Did you want to touch on that, or do you want to touch on that?
No, the Rascals segment was after it, man. Your notes are wrong.
Sorry. Sorry.
The Rascals segment came next. So we had KM and Fala Bar backstage cutting a promo, talking about going for the tag team titles. And then we go to the ad break, and then we come back with the Rascals. How good is the Stoning?
Love it. The 70.
That was brilliant. I just watched it and I was like, are these guys actually high?
Possibly. I don't know them, but they definitely, if they're not, they're very good actors, or they understand what it's like to be high.
Oh, that was brilliant. When do you ever see this on a professional wrestling TV show?
You don't. This was gold. Like, I love the 70s shows. I was a massive 70s shows fan as a kid, but not as a kid, as a teenager. Yeah, this is a cool segment. I love them bringing in guys like Desmond Xavier. I know he's been there a couple of times. But Wentz and Miguel are fucking awesome, man. Like, I'm so glad that they're coming on board. The Impact, so good.
Yeah, they even played off the fact that Desmond has been there a few times, right? Like, they were like, "The Super Impact X Cup, you that guy, right?" And he's just like, "Man, I didn't have a plan." Like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. You guys have talked about it a lot, and Jay and I, we were talking about it even before Mikey showed up. The tag team division needs something. The Rascals bring something. I hope they stick around, and I hope that I want the tag division to be built a little. So
yeah, we've been
it's
talking
good to
about
see
that
the
for
Rascals
a couple
coming in.
weeks.
Yeah. And this promo is also another fuck you to the PC community by Don Callis.
Yeah, another thing that we talk about a lot. So, like you said, where do you see this on a professional wrestling program in 2018?
Right,
Impact.
exactly.
That's the only place.
I like it.
Impact, and maybe Underworld Wrestling. Underworld Wrestling get very risque.
Yeah, but even then, they don't go with like stoner gimmicks. It's just more like weird murder shit. And...
Yeah, no, they do have a guy drinking tinnies on his way.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
okay,
ring.
that's fair enough. But then again, WWE did that in the 90s with Stone Cold getting smashed on trunk. So
yeah, true.
That's something.
True, but yeah, no, it is. It's very much it's taking it back to a time when wrestling is more adult friendly, and I love it. And but for me, it's more about the tag division, really. Yeah. Like we need more people in the tag division, and I just hope that they end up against jobbers. Maybe bring back what were they? The Beach Bums, the Beach Boys,
Beach Bums, and who was the team before they were for the fraternity or something, weren't they? Weren't they like some frat dudes? Yeah. Or was that was a couple weeks ago? It's Steve Carino's kid, and I can't think of the other guy's name. Desirable Dustin.
Yeah, or just any other jobber team. Yeah. Like bring in some jobber teams, because we don't want to see the Rascals just jump straight in there with like Cult of Lee or any of the established teams. You want them to squash some jobbers first, man, and show us what they can do.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, and then we get the actual match with LAX versus KM and Fala Bar. Decent match. LAX pick up the win. Now, I will admit, since the whole title thing that he did where he was bullied by Austin Aries, Fala Bar has grown on me a little.
Hey!
What is this? Don Callis on commentary. We're in Bizarro Zone. Don Callis on commentary putting over how unique of an athlete Fala Bar was, though. That made me cringe. I was like, how unique of an athlete. I don't think his training regimen would work for anyone else. What's his training regimen? Eating cheeseburgers? Come on.
That's my training regimen. Go.
The hate flows within you, Greg.
I don't hate. No, that's the thing. I don't hate. I love and I want to see it get better. And he has been better in the more high-profile spots that they've had. But when I first started watching again, I was like, who the hell is this tool? Why is he rolling over people? Why is he rolling over the Desi Hit Squad? Like, it was bad. It was bad. But it's gotten better.
It's a panda roll.
It's gotten better. And in no small part thanks to the association with Scarlett Bordeaux, who is very interesting and makes it, more interesting whenever she's on screen with anyone.
Well, yeah.
Then we get the Heather Monroe, another Rise girl, Heather Monroe, cutting a promo about Su Yung, basically saying how that Su Yung needs some fashion advice. And Kira Hogan comes in and warns her, like, you need to take this seriously because you about to get fucked up.
Yeah, Heather Monroe reminds me of like a Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's the point, Jay.
Yeah. I just thought I'd put it out there.
I know. I just feel like I need to put that meme on screen right now with you point over me type thing.
I was just saying if anyone didn't get it.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Not everyone knows who Marilyn Monroe is.
Who doesn't know who Marilyn Monroe is?
A lot of people born before after the 2000s.
All right, like people like Bignell. Old mate Bignell in the group chat talking about... I don't understand him when he talks, man. These kids today and their meme culture. I don't get it. They speak in memes, and I don't know all the memes. How do you know all the memes? It's like an entirely different language. Anyway, Kira Hogan warns her, and then we get a weird segment with Scarlett Bordeaux arriving and someone protecting her from a fan. What was that about?
I don't know. That did not make any sense from last week.
Because it gets worse. Let's just talk about the next Scarlett segment. Like, I'll skip ahead a little. Because then Scarlett... Where was it? It was later in the show.
With the referees.
And the referees are talking about how Eli Drake is right. And it's a unsafe work environment, right? And then Scarlett shows up and talks to them just randomly for no apparent reason, talking about flexing their authority. And the guy from earlier who protected her in the parking lot, he's wearing like a wig with ponytails and no shirt, and he's got Texter on, and he's holding a red cup.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was Matty Wahlberg.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I was like, did he fight Matty Wahlberg and steal his cup? You're making waves, Matty. You're making waves.
I thought it was Matty Wahlberg, but the because the blonde hair, the red cup, but the body was a little bit of a giveaway.
Matty, you're making waves on Impact, boy.
But what was with that? Does anyone know what they're going for here?
No.
I've got no idea. I'm still waiting to find out who Scarlett's picked.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get a payoff to that, to be honest.
Is it going to be this guy, whoever it is? Like, is it going to be...
There's no way he's a wrestler.
I don't know.
Surely not. Well, fella,
there is no way he's a wrestler. He's like, wait, hang on. Who's the guy that Chris Jericho picked randomly? He was like the bus driver. Is it Rufus?
Oh, yeah.
He was actually, like, if you listen to Jericho talk about it or read the books and stuff, Jericho told the story. He was the bus driver. Like, he used to take them from town to town or whatever, and for WCW. And one time, Jericho was just like, I want to have a bodyguard. Hey, you want to come out with me to the ring? And then they just started doing that. And I feel like that's kind of what's happened here. He's like just a production guy who's like working backstage. Because there's no way that dude's a wrestler.
I don't know.
No, well, Fowler Bar's a wrestler, so...
Yeah, but Fowler Bar still looks like a wrestler.
Oh.
Do you get what I mean? Like, no, he does. He has something, right? Like, and I'm the ultimate Fowler Bar hater. But he still has a certain presence about him. This guy was just weird. It very much reminded me of Rufus, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, actually, I'll change my person. James Ellsworth. He's a wrestler. Look at that guy.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's also a pedophile, apparently, according to news today. So let's not go there until I have had time to research it, because I have not had time to research what's going on. But looks bad. Looks very bad.
Yeah.
So let's not touch on James Ellsworth today. We'll save that
for you, boy.
Yeah, we'll save that for all the rest. If it's true, hopefully no more appearances anywhere. But moving on, we got Conan backstage with LAX, and they're talking about a potential match with Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah, well, I think this will be at Homecoming as well. For the
Why
tag
did
titles.
Conan say not yet? Just trust me, not yet.
Yeah.
Because it's been building over the last couple of weeks. Like they've sort of been having backstage run-ins with each other in the last couple of weeks. So it's probably just a plan. Maybe he's bringing more guys in.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Maybe
building up LAX again.
Could be. Could start working some of his AAA stuff into Impact. Half the roster's there anyway. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know where it's going. I'm hoping.
I mean, Penta and Phoenix are with him in MLW.
They are. They're Conan's with guys like Jarrett and Killer Cross in AAA, so that doesn't work really well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see this match because, like you said, the tag division needs some loving. And if Impact are going to be silly and not have Penta be the main event every single day, every single week, because he should be, put him in the tag division with his brother, of course, and have them win the tag titles and be the king of the tag team in Impact, and have guys like LAX, the OGs, OVE, Falabar, KM, now the Rascals. It might start building. But yeah, you have to have title straps on Penta and Phoenix, whether it's main event or X Division or tag. So this is perfect for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Pentagon needing to be in the main event, really, but I do enjoy him as a tag. They are one of the best tag teams going in the world today. They have that natural chemistry, of being brothers. So it's one of those things where I can understand why they would put them in the tag division, but you do, and then who beats them,
Then that's how you build a division. So you get someone like, say for the women's division, you got Tessa, and she's gonna start. She goes through the roster. She'll clean through Taya. She'll clean through most of the other girls on the roster now. Maybe my favorite girl gets in her face with the title. She maybe causes a challenge. However, you got to start looking for outside talent. And that's how you build a division. You go find that one person that can, like WCW. Who's going to be the guy that takes down Hogan? Who is always going to be the guy? It took him forever, and you finally found Goldberg after all those years. And it works. That's how you.
Well, that's the thing with the way Impact run their business at the moment as well, is they can bring in people for one shots just for the tapings, so they could have Mako Satomura show up capitalizing on the Mae Young Classic. I've heard rumblings. I don't want to reveal anything specific with sources or anything, but I have heard rumblings that Mercedes Martinez may be clearing her indie dates and heading somewhere. I'm hoping for Impact. I mean, the logical choice would probably be WWE. She had a good showing in the Mae Young Classic, but I'm hoping that Mercedes Martinez is heading to Impact because she would be a challenger.
What about
for sure?
Oh well, if you're clearing your indie dates, but that tells me that they're going to WWE because you don't really need to clear your indie dates for Impact.
Yeah, well, when I say clearing, I don't mean completely clearing, but sort of freeing up more than.
Hey, Greg, how about this? How about this? There's a tag team in Ring of Honor that's just about to finish up with Impact. Oh, sorry, in Ring of Honor, who's about to be finished up with Ring of Honor, and they have history with Impact.
Yeah, well, yeah. So people who listened to yesterday's All the Rest episode with Mr. Mysterious would have heard about this. There's a lot of people going into free agency in 2019, which could be good for Impact, or it could be good for a third-party player potentially, as JR likes to tease. I think that's the case. I think that Impact's been around for a long time. All these people suddenly going free agent in 2019 after the All In success and heads being turned there for a new way of doing things. I don't necessarily think it's Impact that are going to reap the benefits of all these free
I'm not talking about the
agents.
Bucks now. I'm basically just talking about.
No, you're talking about the addiction.
History with the company. Daniels, holds the key with one of the best matches of all time in Impact. They'd be a perfect person for the tag team division. Imagine SCU versus Lucha Brothers. Like, holy shit! No, perfect.
They would be, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think that the future lies elsewhere for the addiction. But I'd be happy to see them in Impact. I'd be absolutely over the moon to see them back in Impact. But I just don't necessarily think that they're going to turn back the clock in that
fair
way.
enough.
Yeah. Then we get the flashback, which was LAX versus OVE, a very recent flashback. Yeah. How good's that?
Which was great.
Yeah. Because that's one that I would never have seen or known about. So it was cool. I mean, it's also something that I can watch right now. So it's kind of a little bit on the fence, but it was good to see. I actually did sit there and watch this one.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was interesting. And then we get Ethan Page and Matt Sydal cutting a promo. Now, this is where I start to go off the rails. Matt Sydal's getting a title match for some reason. What?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Why? I mean, didn't he fail to win the X Division title? Now he's just challenging on a random Impact against Johnny Impact. This is the problem with face champions. They always feel the need to do this whole, I'm a fighting champion, I'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. No, that's stupid. You fight people who deserve the title. You worked hard for that fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm just going to potentially risk losing the title to someone that doesn't deserve a shot.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Wait a minute. Like, I wasn't stoned like the Rascals, but like, when did they announce it was a title match? I thought it was a non-title match the whole time.
It was supposed to be.
well, I don't know, but at the end they were like, and still Impact champion.
What the fuck? I didn't even hear that. I didn't even notice that. My notes is just
because I thought it was a non-title match as well. But then when he said and still Impact World Champion,
my notes is just it was an awesome match. I didn't even call it a title match. Oh fuck!
Yeah, it was a good match.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely a good match, but the match came later. This was just the promo here that we were talking about. But it was just, I don't know. I'm just like, why are you getting? You don't even if it was a non-title match, how do you go from losing in an X Division title feud to facing the world champion in a one-off on Impact?
Yeah.
He's the world champion.
Yeah, fair enough.
Keep your world champion does not need to be in the ring every week.
No.
That's what was great about Austin Aries. That's what's great generally about heel champions. You know, I mean, you don't want them to be Brock Lesnar where they don't show up for 6 months.
No.
Austin Aries,
but there's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the only company that has that down right, which a company within a company, the only promotion that has that right is NXT.
Yeah, NXT do really well with their champions. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, they don't overuse them, and it keeps the championships prestigious.
It's funny because it's the same company that does the Brock Lesnar thing. So anyway,
205 Live do a good job with it as well.
They do.
I think Triple H understands how to book champions more than anything, and I think that's what makes the show so strong. Is that the titles mean something, and he understands that. So hopefully, Impact can take a note from NXT. But anyway. Then the Desi Hit Squad talk about their celebrations back home in India and how Indian food is the best. But then Rohit Raju gets all excited about Thanksgiving coming up. And so Garma slaps the crap out of him and says, we're going to ruin Thanksgiving.
Next week on Impact.
All right. Yeah, then we go straight into Eli Drake. A turkey trot happens next week. We're going to get the turkey trot. And so Eli Drake comes out and he cuts a promo. Okay, so first off, the turkey trot's stupid, right?
Yeah, it happened last year too,
cool.
didn't it?
Yeah, this is the second annual. So we all agree it's ridiculous and it should go away and die, but we all love Eli Drake. So
I was about to say I hate Thanksgiving. I don't hate Thanksgiving. That's very mean. I hate Thanksgiving week for wrestling because all shows, it's not just Impact, all companies do some sort of stupid turkey thing or a food fight. Or something.
Yeah, food fights. Food fights on Thanksgiving. I don't know what the hell the obsession is with that within wrestling.
Can you imagine what SmackDown are going to do with the New Day next week? Like, there's always something, you know? There's always something. But
I'm looking forward to being the Elite doing some kind of parody of it, though.
They're okay.
Obligatory food fights on Thanksgiving, BTE, guys. You should do it. Anyway, he cuts a promo. Eli Drake cuts a promo. He's basically going with an anti-hardcore gimmick. So he's shifted, he says, from Abyss and Joseph Park. He's shifted. He's dropped the lawsuit, but he's just generally anti-hardcore. So then out comes Tommy Dreamer to defend hardcore and explain what hardcore is all about. And Tommy wants to fight, but Drake bails, which is good because no one wants to see Tommy Dreamer fight in 2018.
Yeah.
Am I alone?
No, you're completely correct.
Please retire.
As I stated before, boo.
Yeah. So we can move past this. Alicia warns Moose to leave because Eddie is pissed off. I only watched highlights from last week, so what happened that Eddie's pissed off about? I should know this.
Dude, just that they've just been backstage brawling.
Okay, fair
And-
enough. So it's just
and now
former best friends fighting still.
Eddie
pretty much.
Edwards has apparently escaped from a mental asylum by the looks of it.
Yeah, what was it, the dudes in blue when he showed up later in the show? He showed up later in the show and actually attacked Miss backstage, and dudes in blue carry him out. It looked like they were trying to put something in his neck, but I couldn't tell.
I just want Eddie Edwards to get kayfabe injured and have a paramedic arrive, and that paramedic be the real life Davey Richards. That's his new profession. He's a real life paramedic.
Yeah, and he takes his mask off. He takes off the paramedic mask, and he's just like, I am your son, or something stupid and ridiculous. Like that's like all the stuff with Alicia too. Like, why does she cares? Then she doesn't care. Then she does care. And
No, they're back in love now. You missed that.
We've been complaining about this for weeks.
2 weeks ago, they're back in love.
They've rekindled their spark. All right, well, good for them. I'm happy for them, but I'm kind of getting bored with this story. Anyway, Matt Sydal and Johnny Impact match. We already talked about it. It was a good match, but face champions are the worst. Killer Cross comes out and cuts a big old promo about how Johnny's going to need new friends because he has a target on his back. And Killer Cross's money.
This was before. I would say I didn't really like Killer Cross, but this has turned me. That was a segment and a half.
Yeah, and he offers the friendship. What did he say? He was like, if you ever need assistance, and you will.
I've got your back.
Call me. He's kind of doing like a Hitman. He looks like Hitman, too. You know the video game Hitman? He looks like that.
He just needs a tattoo now.
So, yeah. So he's doing kind of a Hitman gimmick, and he's like, look, you won me over. You proved me a believer. Do we think this is all a ruse?
I think this is a way.
Was he genuine?
I think this is a way of getting Austin Aries back in the picture. Because I think this was the last week of the month's tapings, or the 2 month tapings.
Right.
So we obviously didn't see Austin Aries. I think he's going to return in the next tapings.
It's a possibility.
And I think this is all a ruse. So I think in a couple of weeks, Johnny will end up shaking Killer Cross's hand, and Austin Aries and him will turn on him.
No, I'm going to go down the other route.
That's just me.
I'm going to have Killer Cross. I'm going to have Ashley Cage turn heel and join alliances with Killer Cross like they are in Mexico together. They're in the same group down there. I have a feeling, Killer Cross will bring Cage into their little monster sort of stable kind of thing that they're going building. The Moose, Killer Cross, and Cage would be a fantastic stable.
Moose, Killer Cross, and Cage. Who would stop them? That's a bit ridiculous, having 3 monsters like
Are you
that.
sure you're not Vince McMahon's right-hand man, Mikey?
Or just Vince McMahon's right hand.
Not just Vince.
Anyway,
it's not just Vince McMahon that likes big sweaty men. Don Callis also could like big sweaty men. So who knows?
Yeah, well, he's friends with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, so I don't know. There's been a lot of talk about him wanting to get Kenny Omega in, and NJPW keep blocking it, by the way. But we'll touch on that at the end, I guess. Katarina tells Jordan Grace that she could have beaten her on any other week, and Jordan's just like, perfect, 2 weeks, see you then.
Yeah.
So, I think Katarina was going more for a we're equals and we should be on a team, but Jordan sort of has selective hearing, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we should have seen this match next week. Why 2 weeks? What's so special about 2 weeks away?
I have no idea.
They need fillers in between just to sell it. But I don't like Jordan Grace versus Katarina. It is a wrong feud for Jordan Grace to be starting with.
Yeah, I heard you guys last week because they have to be sort of more evenly matched in the ring because of Katarina's status as a former champion
plus,
and what have you.
No, height shouldn't matter, but she's literally taller than her. It's just like...
Yeah, but that's a good way to show just how strong Jordan Grace is.
It is.
Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't. That's the problem.
Maybe they realized that they didn't, and that's why they're booking it again.
Potentially.
Maybe they want to fix that mistake. They heard all the podcasts, because we weren't the only ones who said that they booked this wrong. So yeah, maybe that's the case. Because I know that Don Callis is a little more plugged into sort of what the internet is saying and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully they book it correctly.
Yeah, well, time will tell, I suppose. 2 weeks, we'll find out. Then we get the Su Yung versus Heather Monroe match, which was a good match, pretty quick. Su Yung wins with the mandible claw. Kira Hogan runs in, sends Su Yung packing, and then Dark Alley comes out and takes Kira's attention, allowing Su to attack from behind, hit the panic switch, and then take Ali by the arm, and they leave together.
I love this Dark Alley character.
Me too.
I love it.
So many people give it so much flack online. Like, I've noticed already, so many people, like in the business of what we do, talking about wrestling, are not fans of the whole supernatural thing, and I'm like, I love it, man. I'm so there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much better than a bubbly character as well.
Yeah.
If you heard the cast last week, I said I'm personally not a big fan of the supernatural stuff.
Greg voice, you're wrong, Mikey.
Greg, big boy voice, you're wrong, Greg. I don't know. Like, there's just something that's a little bit off for me. I love Ali's character with it. Ali's work is fantastic. I know there's just something about the Su Yung side of it. I like last week with the James Mitchell and that, but still, I don't know. It's just there's something there that's just like weirding me out with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. I think so Su Yung is essentially the queen of the underworld, I guess, because she's in control of Ali's soul now, because Ali's soul is trapped in the underworld, and so she's able to exercise that sway over Ali. I think it's a really cool story. I think it's very B-grade horror, and I love that.
I think it's awesome. And the fact that it's been building for so long, like this storyline has been in the making for about 6 months.
Oh, yeah, at least. Yeah, with Rosemary and everything that's happened there, yeah.
Like, I love
I
it.
guess I'm wrong.
There's
you're
no wrong in
now.
wrestling. It's just different flavors for different peoples. So then the main event, Sami Callihan, Brian Cage, X Division Championship. Great match. We knew it would be. Cage wins and invokes option C.
This is shithouse.
Right.
I hate that.
You hate it?
I hate it. Why do you get a mid-card title and then you can just cash it in? That just shits on that X Division title, I think. That's my opinion, but I think it's shit.
Yeah, like he should be trying to lift the X Division title up as opposed to...
Yeah, just going, I don't want this title anymore. I'm cashing it in.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, mid-card titles are a stepping stone to greater things, but actually making it a literal stepping stone in the booking logic is shitting on the title, especially when a guy like Brian Cage, who shouldn't have won the X Division title, wins the X Division title, because he was too big for that. We talked about this. We talked about it, and we said, well, maybe they're going to make the X Division title kind of more of a main event situation. And no, they're just going to throw it away and put him in the main event. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, like, if you're gonna do that, bring in the WWE concept with the briefcases. I know Impact does it. Like, they've got that match with the 3 briefcases or whatever, or they did.
Yeah.
With you get the title shot, you get sacked, or there's nothing in there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I don't know. That's, for me, I don't even like the whole briefcase thing. Like, everyone does it, you know. Down to even at the local level, you know, companies have the thing that you can cash in for a title shot, and it's just, I don't know. To me, I think it's overplayed. To be honest with you,
Big boy, chime in here. Now now I know there's a reason why I needed to stay around this week and for the foreseeable future. You guys are just agreeing on everything. What's going on? I'm playing the devil's advocate this week. Usually it's me and Jay agreeing to everything. But no, I'm going to disagree. I love this concept. I have for Impact for a long time. Yeah, it gets overplayed in a lot of promotions in different ways, whether it's the X Division moving up. But this is what made Austin Aries and Chris Sabin a star all those years ago in Impact. I loved it. Like, and now you open up the X Division for another, and then whatever they're doing. Like, I mean, for next week at World Series Wrestling, in Sydney, Australia, there's an X Division title match between Brian Cage and Bandito in Perth. But now he doesn't have the Impact X Division title. Like, do we get an open slather X Division title match in Australia? Or do we... So whilst, yes, he drops the X Division title, makes that quote-unquote feel weaker, then again, X Division opens up and you get a whole new rivalry built around the X Division title. So, and Cage, more than anything, needs to be in the main event. He's too quality to be stuck in the X Division. But yeah, I think I like it. I like that it opens up the X Division, and we get some more, like, we get a new, different, few rivalries. Hopefully,
That's the only reason why you like it.
Yeah. I suppose there can be good that comes of it, but personally, not the biggest fan. That's all.
The only reason why Mikey's likes it is a selfish reason, and that reason is he wants to see the X Division title up for grabs in an open challenge at World Series of Wrestling. So that is very selfish of you, Mikey.
Yeah.
Very selfish.
Okay, you got me. That is one reason. It is one reason. I mean, if Robbie Eagles was to walk away with, X Division title at the end of the tournament, at the end of the weekend or something, no. But like, imagine someone like Bandito getting it and Bandito being on Impact. It's like Bandito is a.
Well, as you said, Robbie Eagles. How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Even though that would probably never happen, but
it opened up the door, and I really hope that they do an old school Ultimate X match with this. Bring back the Ultimate X match. Do it.
Yes, I do like Ultimate X matches. So that if that happens, I'll be happy. Now, I just want to, before we go, so that's it for Impact, really. But there were a couple of news items that I saw that I wanted to discuss. So one was the whole NJPW talent issue, where Don Callis wants to bring guys in, but New Japan are still, since the Okada situation that happened way back when, they're very sour on Impact. Even though it's under new management, they don't want to let people go to Impact.
I can.
Did you guys see
I
this?
understand it too.
just let him in.
But it's completely new management.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
And apparently guys like Kenny and that want to go as well.
Oh, look, I as a fan, I want to see them come in, but I can understand Gato and others being a little bit curious. Like, surely they'd be able to trust Callis. Like, why wouldn't you be trusting Callis? But at the same time, it's just you got that Okada thing in the back of your head, and you got WWE with Nakamura in your head. It's just like there is a fear to let these Japanese guys go overseas because they can turn into laughing stocks. Like, Okada was literally a nothing piece of crap in Samoa Joe's stable, like Whipping Boy. And it's like, hey, we sent him over there to grow, not to, you look at guys like Great O'Khan in Rev Pro. They sent him to Rev Pro to grow. He's now one of the coolest members of the Rev Pro roster. Sho and Yo, they became like something because of their time at Ring of Honor. Like, I don't know. I can understand.
Yeah, and the other news item that I had, and this one is going to get a mixed reaction, I think. Trevor Lee looks like he might be done with Impact following this latest set of tapings.
Meh.
Which, wow. So there's one more Las Vegas taping, which is next week.
I'm actually happy about this because Trevor Lee has been misused to the maximum in Impact. He is a world-class talent. He could be a top guy. And if the rumors are true, he's going to WWE, at which point I think he's going to end up in the Forgotten Sons or something and not actually do anything there either. I would rather see him go to Ring of Honor, go to, spend more time doing PWG and all that sort of stuff where he absolutely tears it up. But
is there any word where he's going?
It looks like WWE, according to sources. But
WWE?
Yeah. Or NXT.
Well, there is a reason there because Trevor Lee is an Omega? Yeah. He is an Omega boy. He's a Carolina boy, very close to the Hardys. So the Hardys being both of them. I know Matt Hardy's retired, but he's still contracted as a talent. He's linked to both Matt and Jeff. So I can see WWE taking a lot of Omega talent, actually. I could see Trevor Lee being one. I wouldn't be surprised to see Everett go soon, one day soon. Yeah.
Well, Andrew Everett's already gone from Impact.
Like he'd be another one that could rock up. So if you did Everett and Lee in Impact, they're not going to be anything majorly special. Like WWE aren't going to. If Impact don't know how to use Triple H, WWE surely aren't going to know how to use him.
Yeah, I don't think I think his look isn't right for WWE. I don't think they'll get him.
Well, they still have a new Donovan Dijak, and he's been there for nearly a year. So
yeah, which is odd. But that's it for me. That's it for me for Impact. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
No.
Oh, you've cleared it all.
True.
Alrighty. So where can people find you? Where can people find you, Mikey?
At BigBoy_Mikey86 on the Twitters and the Instagrams.
And Jay?
On Twitter at the regular J.
I am at GregUnchained on Twitter, at the GregUnchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B+ Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit the B+ Wrestling everywhere else. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes if you feel so inclined. How good is it to have someone actually know what they're doing on an outro? Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family grudunzo.